video. I've been breaking down this very dark ambient sample, so if you guys do enjoy and learn something new, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. First thing in the description is my website, all my kits on there. Go cop. Let's get straight to it. Alright, so the main layer I started with was this analog lab in here, and the preset I started with is Black Forest, which is a stock piano preset that's already in analog lab. The whole main pattern is very repetitive. It's just this pattern copied over for the entire thing. Only thing that's changing is the bass notes right here, these two notes. Best tip I could give for making very catchy patterns is making them very repetitive, making them just stick and glue to the listener's ear so they could always memorize it. So I first started this with these simple chords. Which these aren't even chords, it's really just two notes. But what really spiced up the melody was this pattern right here. And then adding the top melody. The main pattern is this just repetitive arpeggiated pattern right here. It's very simple. It's only two notes, B, C, E, and F. It's just the way you play it and the way you arrange the notes is what makes it catchy. It makes the melody good overall. So yeah, very simple, has a lot of bounce, and to give it more bounce, all I did was Alt-R to randomize the velocities down here. You could tell they're not very static. It makes the piano melody sound a lot more realistic, having it, sound more humanized, and also doing Alt-S to strumminize the notes. For the effects, I want to go for that vintage type of vibe. I first later with this halftime, I just took the band and I put it at halfway, and I turned the mix down to 70%, and I put the loop on half, so it's a little bit faster. Ambience reverb is getting a little bit of reverb, nothing crazy. And then Somatics Origins, which is a free vintage plugin, at least I think it is still free. And lastly, I just used this EQ at the bottom to kind of tweak the sound. I also panned it a little bit to the left, but mainly I made it mono, and that made it sound also more vintage, more old. But with the effects, it sounds like this. So yeah, it was a very nice melody. It was basically the foundation of the whole sample. After that, I just build it on top of that with other melodies, textures, phrases, anything you like that. Next, I added another stock preset inside of Analog Lab called Brass Section, and not much explaining to do except that it's just the same notes again. So yeah, same notes, just layering on top of the original piano. And I put no effects on this sound. The sound already sounded perfect. It had that really dark, vintage, grainy type of sound. But yeah, just good sound selection takes you very far. After that, we get into some of the accents and phrases I added that really spiced up the sample. So the first one I added is this Elvis texture, and it comes from this kit right here. A weird glitchy type of texture. I just put it in key and I turned the volume up and I kind of chopped it up, and I used the fading tool. It was just a weird type of sound, weird type of chord, and it fit perfectly with making this sample. Inside the same kit, I added this heads texture. Another weird type of like glitchy bells, and same thing, I just tuned it and then I just leveled it. I also removed the clicks by using the fade in knob. Next, I added this saxophone right here, and it's from the same kit. I just went into the organics and I picked this New York sax. So I like how that first part sounded, so I put it in key and I just stretched it doing Shift M to enable this little stretch mode up here, grabbing the edge and just stretching it out. But it went perfect with the other accents. The last accent I added, which is probably the main one that really changed the whole sample, is this cello loop from Splice. This is how it originally sounded like. You get the point. It was a very melodic, beautiful type of strings, but I managed to put it in here to make it sound very dark and fit perfect with the vibe we were already going for. Last but not least, I want to add a bass to cover more of the lows, and this bass comes from the same kit I showed earlier, the fader bass, and I just added this simple pattern. Only thing that spiced it up was these slide notes in between. It's just one pattern, just copied it over and then down an octave. And then lastly, I just did an automation clip on the mixer track right here, and I made the bass fade in so it blends in more and comes in a lot more smoothly. The whole sample is very smooth. I didn't want the bass to be harsh and not blend in with the whole sample. Now the bass gives it that really mean, aggressive type of feel, but blends in perfectly with that dark feeling that we already had. And then at the end, I just put this master, I put this sound shifter, I detuned it to make it sound even more type of vintage, dark. And then I have this EQ where I'm just taking out some of the harsh lower mids because it was a little busy down here, a little too much, so I kind of cleaned it up. Also with the low. Lastly, just a soft clipper making the sample louder. But that was pretty much it. Hope you guys did enjoy, learn something new. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are struggling with your sound selection, I got a website. First link in the description down below. I got a bunch of kits on there. I just dropped my Sounds of Abiotic Tools kit, my best kit by far. Bonus samples, synths, keys, bass, accents, perk loops, and then I have these last 3 folders: guitars, vocals, and winds, where it's all authentic guitar recordings I did with my guitar, all authentic vocal recordings I did with my voice, and then winds, which is flutes and recorders, some type of trumpets in here, and koto. If you guys want a preview of this kit, there'll be a video on the top right. You guys can go watch. There's also a demo version if you guys want to go cop. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.